For more on the AFCON final, we can cross to Yaoundé and speak to France 24's sports editor, Simon Harding. Simon, the team's lineups for the game have just been revealed. Are there any surprises?
No major surprises in the lineups, either for Aliou Cissé or for Carlos Queiroz on the other side, Alison. But there are changes to the starting 11 compared to the semi-finals, one in each camp. Let's start with Senegal, with Watford's Ismaïla Sarr coming in on the right wing of attack instead of Dieng of Marseille. Perhaps an opportunity and a wish for Aliou Cissé to add a little bit more speed and a little bit more height to this Senegal side. As we mentioned, Egypt play very compact, very tight. Ismaïla Sarr with his height could be a factor if Senegal choose to play in some crosses and balls which can be headed towards goal. The midfield remains the same. The trio that beat Burkina Faso with Cheikhou Kouyaté, Namphalis Mendy and Idrissa Gana Gueye in midfield. Sadio Mane, of course, plays on the left flank. For Egypt, it is an enforced change made by Carlos Queiroz. Just a reminder that the Egyptian coach won't be able to sit on the Pharaohs bench today. He is suspended after being sent off against Cameroon, but an enforced change after Amala was suspended for this game, the right back. It means that Achour comes in. He will probably play in central defence. There is still a little bit of a doubt as to where Achour will play, but our bet is that he will fill in centre defence with Abdel Monem reverting to right back and occupying that right back, and he'll have, of course, the difficult task of keeping Sadio Mane at bay. So once again, with these two formations, Senegal, the Lions of Teranga, the clear favourites to go on. It just depends how they choose to approach the match.
And Simon, this game is taking place at the same stadium in Yaoundé where a crowd surge killed 8 people earlier in the tournament, casting a big shadow over the event. How successful would you say the organization of this tournament has been overall?
Well, it's funny, Alison, because we actually had an opportunity to speak with CAF President Motsepe the other day, and he said that the tournament in its sporting aspect has been very successful in terms of the quality of the football, in terms of the quality of the players, etc. But that it was impossible to consider the tournament a complete success, a 100% success, due to the crush, the fatal crush that killed 8 people at the Olembe Stadium. But Motsepe did say he was very happy with the outcome of this edition in Cameroon. For the Cameroonian officials and Fecafoot, the FA in Cameroon, and Samuel Eto'o, of course, who is the president, it has also been quite successful because let's not forget that Cameroon, who had to host the edition in 2019, well, that was pushed back. They had to adapt and scramble to make sure this one was ready in a time where it's not easy to stage any major sporting event. We can think in particular of the problems of COVID. There's been the problems of other clubs, European clubs in particular, who didn't want to release players. So there were many factors that came into this, making the tournament a difficult one. So it's difficult to say that a tournament is successful when people have died due to lack of organisation and staffing in one fatal instance. But it is true that overall this has been a very successful edition in Cameroon. 100 goals scored so far, and we get a feeling that whoever scores that 101st goal is going to be able to take that victory away, Alison. Then again, football is so unpredictable, and heading forwards towards the Ivory Coast and the tournament that'll be held there in just 18 months' time, then certainly this edition in Cameroon can be considered a benchmark in terms of the sporting aspect. And as we've mentioned, though, many more improvements required in terms of organisation and logistics if this Africa Cup of Nations really wants to join the great sporting events in football, such as the World Cup or the Euros.
We are hoping for a very successful final, at least. You will be following it for us. Simon Harding in Yaoundé, thank you very much for that update.